middle cluster is something we are examining. In fact, the Chief Minister of Goa has been very, very positive towards these efforts. So I think we will try along with the state government to make a huge dent in this sector. We also, as Vasant was taking you through our non-farm sector activities, we also do a lot of marketing of SHG products through rural marts. We have set up the first one in Goa in the 2 months back, and that is also going on to go. I think we will try to do one in every taluk. That's the idea for the next year. Rural marts and rural hearts. We're also in the process of looking out for panchayat areas where we can set up rural hearts. You must have all heard about the E-Shakti project of NABARD, where we are digitizing SHGs across India. And in Goa also we have made some progress. We have about 900 groups which are in the digital mode. This exercise of digitization makes it easy for bankers to access the credit history of these SHG groups, so it makes lending easier. For these SHG groups, we have something called the Micro Enterprises Development Program and the Livelihood Enterprises Development Program. Both these we have started implementing in Goa. And I think maybe in the next year we will see more coming out. NABARD, through our consultancy wing NAPCONS, has facilitated the preparation of the State Action Plan on Climate Change, which is this is a prerequisite for accessing funds under National Adaptation Fund and further on from the Green Climate Fund. And Goa having a huge biodiversity, which we need to preserve, there is a huge scope of getting green climate funds also into the state, and we will also associate with the government in accessing those funds. There's one area which we haven't done and which we are hoping to do in Goa is tribal development, and along with that, water management. Not exactly watershed, but water management is an area we want to focus on. Then, finally, we are with the state. It's a matter of pride for us when we say Atmanirbhar Bharat, and we are also saying Swayambhupurna Goa. We totally identify with this idea, with this vision of the government. This can be achieved only through collaboration between all the stakeholders, and we are all present here. And I would request each and every one of the esteemed guests today, who are the stakeholders and in this social and economic development of the state, to actively involve and associate in making Swayambhupurna Goa. Here I'd like to end by saying that, as Mahatma Gandhi said, you must be the change you wish to see in the world. Thank you, and hoping to have all your cooperation for the next 1 year in implementing our state focus paper and all the development activities which we envisage. Without you, we cannot work. So it has to be a cooperation between all of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, madam. As all of us are state development partner, I am certain that action points highlighted by you as appearing in state focus paper will help in accelerating credit flow for priority sector. Also, we are sure that Swayambhupurna Goa will be a very big success. Now, I request Ms. Sukhvinder Kaur, Madam, General Manager, State Bank of India, to address the participant.
Respected Dr. Pramod Sawant, Chief Minister of Goa, Shri P.S. Reddy, Secretary of Finance, Shri N.J. Namboothri, GM RBI, Ms. Susha Ramesh, GM NABARD, all my banker friends and all the stakeholders around here. A very good afternoon. SBI with its 99 branches is the lead bank of Goa, a responsibility which we have been successfully navigating over the years under the RBI lead bank scheme. We have been conducting all the stipulated meetings, block level BLBC, district level DCCs, as well as all subcommittee meetings on time. During this pandemic time also, like, we didn't miss a meeting, so we just went digital and we resorted to online meeting through Microsoft Teams. Right. The potentials projected by NABARD in their state focus paper and the potential linked plans are dovetailed by the lead district managers of both the districts, North Goa and South Goa, and annual credit plan for the state and districts are prepared. The ACPs prepared by the lead banks are rupees 5,500 crores during the current year 2021 and rupees 5,500 CRs during the ensuing year 2021 and 22. During the current year, with the cooperation of DDM NABARD, we are on schedule, and the ACP for the next year has been all the bankers to inform the targets set for them under ACP 2021-22 to their head officers, so that they are aligned with your corporate target as mandated by RBI. As we all know, we are well below achieving our CD ratio benchmark rate of 40% for the state bank. Banks, SBI included, have to put in considerable effort to increase the credit offtake in the state. Here we have a peculiar problem, like most of the units, they are being financed by the head offices, and that credit offtake goes to their head office. Like most of the Goan units have been financed by, like if we talk about SBI, they have been financed by my CCG group in Mumbai. So if we take that credit into account, so our SBI's credit CD ratio comes to 52%, which is at present 42% if we just take for Goa. So my request to other bankers also that if we include that one, so the credit offtake, the CD ratio becomes better around there. NABARD has mentioned steps or the board indicators which the bank can take to achieve this in their PLPs as well as the state focus paper. It will be our endeavor to follow the steps mentioned, like increasing our agriculture portfolio, especially dairy, fisheries, KCCs, scouting for proposal under agriculture infrastructure, and increasing the volume of microfinance with focus on SHGs to achieve this end. In the present pandemic situation, State Bank has contributed to the state by way of donation of ventilators, oximeters, PP kits, and shields, dry ration, water bottles, sanitizer, etc. Right, we are also conducting 2 CSR activities in the last week of December. One would be donating of Acoven, and it would be also hearing aids instrument to the children. Like during this pandemic, SBI employees have donated their one-day salary to the PM Relief Fund that amounted to 100 CRs, and of this, SBI Goa staff contribution was around 50 lakhs approximately. I would like to thank NABARD for having given us this opportunity to address this August gathering, headed by Honorable Chief Minister of the state, and assure all the support from the banking fraternity on behalf of SLBC and the lead bank to help develop the state and achieve the dream of the state government, Swayambhupurna Goyam. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Being SLBC convener, you have the responsibility to drive various government programs. I am sure bankers and government departments support SLBC in taking forward government initiatives collectively. Once again, thank you very much, madam. I now request Sri N.J. Nambodri sir, General Manager, Reserve Bank of India.
Good afternoon to everybody. Namaskar. Honorable CM Sir, Dr. Pramod Sawant, Shri Reddy Garu, Secretary Government of Goa, Srimati Kaur, GM SBI, and our gracious hostess for the day, Srimati Usha Ramesh, dignitaries of the dais, fellow bankers, government officials, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here and an honor to be sharing the dais with the Chief Minister of Goa. And we are here to not only release, going forward, we need to plan for the year. And this has been a kind of year which we would like to forget. Nobody has been talking about the COVID, but it's there at the back of all of our minds. And the havoc that it has created not only for the state of Goa, across the globe, so to say. And Reserve Bank of India has been partnering with the government in announcing several measures, measures ranging from monetary policy, reduction of rates. For example, the repo rate, the policy rate has been reduced by about 115 basis points, which is about 1.15%. How much of it has translated by the banks into their customers, we leave it to you, because that is not being micromanaged by the RBI. We have had several regulatory measures like the moratorium, which was at first initially announced for 3 months, and then we gave it another 3-month extension. So various measures. Now the interest on interest, that is also coming up. There have been several other regulatory measures which I shall not bore you with, because quite a few of you are not bankers. The bankers are understanding what I'm saying. But a lot of measures have been taken by the RBI. Now the challenge going forward would be, how do we roll back some of these measures, because these are not of permanent nature. And the banks themselves will now be facing with the challenge of how to handhold some of their customers who have been suffering from the effects of the pandemic. And that is going to be the challenge for the coming years. I'm saying years in plural, because it's not going to be maybe 6 months or 1 year. We expect that the economy will, although it's showing green shoots right now, some of the sectors are doing very well. And NABARD's area is definitely, in terms of agriculture, if you look at the data on Kharif production or this Rabi soil acreage, both have shown a tremendous increase. We all know that in the recent past, when there was a lockdown, the vegetables from Belgaum, Karwar and some of the nearby places were not coming. And that is when the Goan rose to the challenge. Rose to the challenge of growing things for themselves. And I'm coming across several people. I've been interacting with several people who have now taken up agriculture in a big way. In a big way in the sense for themselves. So this is a wonderful measure, and maybe this could be the way of being Atmanirbhar. Or what we are also saying about Swayambhurna. When we say that, don't give a man a fish, but teach him how to fish, and then he'll be never hungry for his life. And we already see, when you cross the Mandovi bridge, there are several people who are having their own fishing rods and doing their own fishing. So this culture is already existing in Goans, and we would like to partner them. The banks are there with you, sir, to take the movement forward, to make them self-sufficient. And this is where all bankers have to come forward and do the hand-holding. They need to look at retail loans. Please don't wait for big ticket corporates to come and then you will be funding them and sitting very comfortably with a let's say a 200 crore advance or something. That could be, as Madam Kaur has already said, the credit goes to somebody sitting in Mumbai or somewhere wherever your head office is. But here you need to go retail. Small ticket loans is where you should be focusing, and this is where we have been tweaking the priority sector lending norms also. The priority sector has been now, after some of you know that one of our deputy governors was heading a committee, and the recommendations have resulted in changing the priority sector norms. I will again not go into the micro details of the priority sector norms, you know it. For example, the healthcare, that has been doubled. The priority sector amount which should be going for healthcare has been doubled. Because of the COVID pandemic, it has dawned upon us that we need to do something about the infrastructure available. Initially, the government was struggling to find hospitals and beds, but they rose wonderfully well to take care of the requirement. Right now, the graph is definitely going down. I think it's below 900, around 900 right now active cases, and the hospitals are having beds which are empty. This is something which is very, very good and well planned, and this is the way to go forward also. And I would request all bankers to participate and meet their targets. As far as the data was being shown over here in the PPT, it's sorry to say that the agriculture sub-target is not being met. The 18% mandated target is not being met, but maybe at the corporate level, yes, most of the banks are doing it. But for the state of Goa, we would like all of you to meet that sub-target for agriculture also. And this theme for the day, collectivism, I come from Kerala, where we have all kinds of unions. For everything, for every activity, we have unions. So why not for something very good over here? It's like taking a leaf out of the milk cooperatives in Gujarat. FPOs are nothing but collective effort. Together we will succeed. Individually we may not. Some of us may find problems. There could be back and backward linkages problems. There could be forward linkage problems. Marketing is difficult for them as on an individual basis. But when they pool in their resources, you could even take it to community farming, for example. So if we go forward and do this collective thing, in fact, I think 2004 or 2003, early 2000s, Kerala was again the foremost of FPOs. The first FPO formed in India was again in Kerala. Something which I would like to share with you all is I was associated with NABARD for about 3.5 years, a few years back. I left NABARD in about 2017 or 18, yeah, 17. I used to go and visit some of these FPOs. They are doing wonderfully well. And one of the FPO which I visited in Kerala has got the product which is available in Goa. You call it as mandoli, the big banana. Mandoli? Mandoli. We call it Nendrangai in Malayalam. The same banana, there was an FPO in Trivandrum, nearby Trivandrum, where I had gone and visited, and they were doing wonderfully well. So there are products, there are, hardcore go-on stuff. We talked about GI tagging. The presentation was already there about cashew and jackfruit and all kinds of things which are typically available in Goa. I'll just take one more example. When I was transferred here to Goa, one of my cousins who used to be the Bank of India general manager over here, there is a quarters somewhere in Altil. You may have seen a very, very old looking place right now, because when I walked in front of it, it was not occupied. It was obviously not being occupied. But my cousin told me that there is a jackfruit tree over there which is just ripening and falling. The products are, nobody's eating it. So I said, I love jackfruits. So if there is a forward linkage for it, if there is some way of getting it marketed, the jackfruit jam, for example, the value addition which you can give to a product over here, that will go a long way in helping the farmers. And we would like to see farmers and producers getting their value. I know right now farm laws are slightly dicey. I will not touch upon that because there are a lot of WhatsApp misinformation. I put it in quotes, information and misinformation. I will not go into that. But definitely we can do something in Goa for these farmers and other producers so that they are not, held to ransom by the middlemen. They should be getting what is due to them. And this is something which, in our own small way, very good effort on Madam to have worn a Kunbi sari. I wouldn't mind buying one for my wife as well. So this is something which we should look at. Sir, although I'm dressed in a suit, we are actually, in our own small way, the masks made by a unit sponsored by SIDBI. We have information. The masks that we are wearing are all produced locally. We got hold of a local tailor who made these things for us. So each one of us has got corporate CSR budgets. If we are all able to procure our requirements from local markets, it will go a long way. I mean, it will be setting an example. It may sound like a very small drop in the ocean, but this is one way of giving an example, a message to the others. I don't know if you are film music buffs, but जो हिंदी फिल्मी गाना है ना, कहीं पे निगाहें कहीं पे निशाना. This is how it should be done. I buy a mask from a local person, the other bankers, okay, RBI is a regulator, the other banks come and have a look at me and say that where did you procure your mask from? And if they start buying masks, and उनके जो clients बोलेंगे यार आपका mask बहुत अच्छा designed है. So this is how we should all probably be an example to the whole system, and together between the state government, the government officials, bureaucracy, executive, bankers, together we all need to ensure that going forward the Goan government is able to succeed in its endeavor in whatever forms. We want the people to be extremely self-sufficient, and I conclude by wishing the NABARD success in all, not only in the seminar but going forward. We would like you to succeed because when you succeed, the whole state succeeds. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. RBI, NABARD and SLBC are always shoulder to shoulder, not only in taking government program forward, but also finding ways to increase the credit flow to priority sector. Once again, I thank you very much, sir. Now the time has come we are all eagerly waiting for. Despite several engagements Honorable Chief Minister Dr. Pramod Sawant sir has agreed to spend time with us. Thank you very much, sir. We are all eagerly waiting to hear from you, sir.
For the State Credit Seminar and launching of the State Focus Paper by the NABARD. For this function, along with me, Mr. N.G. Namuputri, the regional AGM of the RBI. Again, the Madam Kaurji from the GM of the State Bank of India. Our Secretary for the Finance in charge, Mr. Reddy ji, and one who had taken the initiatives to organize this function is an GM of the Goa NABARD, Srimati Usha Ramesh ji, and also Sri Vasant Savadekar, the DGM of the NABARD. Among the audience, all the managers, different managers from the different banks, the government officers here. First of all, congratulations for the National Bank of Agriculture and Rural Development for playing an important role in the development of the sustainable agriculture as well as the rural development. Also, I appreciate the efforts of the NABARD in organizing this seminar involving the state government, RBI, the bank, R&D institutions, academic institutions, and also the NGOs representatives are there. India is predominantly an agrarian economy, and with around 50% of our population is involved in the agriculture activity and contributing around 20% of the gross domestic product in the country. However, in Goa, the agriculture contributes just around 5% of the GDP. So there is a lot of scope in the increasing the agriculture activity and the income from it. Our Honorable Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji is on mission for doubling the farmers' income by 2022. On the same line, when the government is committed to increase the agriculture activity in the Goa and providing all the necessary infrastructure and economic support for the Goan agriculture sector. The government is also focused on diversifying the income source of the farmers and through the promotion of animal husbandry, poultry, goatry, organic farming, etc. The NABARD is playing the important role in partnering with my government for providing the grants for the financial support for the various developmental projects in farm and non-farming sector. I also appreciate for the NABARD the role in providing the financial assistance for the various rural developmental projects undertaken by my government. My government has recently launched the Swayambhurna Goa campaign, and which is also the vision for the Goa line on the Atmanirbhar Bharat, the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. In order to become the Swayambhurna in the true sense, it is that Goa needs to be the self-reliant in the areas like agriculture. The Goan youth should look in the agriculture as a profitable and sustainable alternatives. The Goan agriculture should adopt the new technology in order to increase the production and the quality of the produce. So I urge all the villagers, agriculturists, NGOs and my youth too to make the best use of available resources, schemes and infrastructure. They strive hard to produce, manufacture, process locally. Be vocal for the local by supporting our fellow Goikar and by purchasing their agriculture produce from them. As rightly the Madam Usha had purchased the Kurbi sari from the locally, which is Goan. The world is going through the phase that due to the COVID pandemic. So I urge the bank and financial institution to come forward and to encourage the micro entrepreneurs, the SHGs, etc. to take the economical activity and guide especially for the rural Goan to producing, manufacturing, processing and to remain the vocal or to make them globally. In this regard, I would like to congratulate the NABARD for extending the line of credit for the Goa State Cooperative Bank by the way of refinancing rupees 20 crores after the span of 24 years. The theme that today's event, it is an collectivization of the agricultural produce. It is important to ensure the better price for the realization of the farmers. Our government is committed to extend the necessary support for the formation and narrating the producer organizing of the state. Lastly, I am happy to see that the NABARD is committed towards the Swayambhurna Goyam. The efforts towards the supporting the work for the Kurmi artisans, tribal development, extending support for the rural heart and mart, and committed towards driving the self-help groups movement in creation of livelihood activities through the entrepreneurs development, micro-entrepreneurships, etc., and will eventually fulfill the objectives aimed under the Swayambhurna Goyam. Let us strive together to make our Goa is truly Swayambhurna and to achieve the mission of the vision at the 2025, the Atmanirbhar Bharat Swayambhurna Goa. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your plans. We promise that NABARD will take forward your vision to achieve Swayambhurna Goyam. Now I request our General Manager, Srimati Usha Ramesh, to present a fruit basket to Honorable CM Dr. Pramod Sawant, sir.
This is interesting.
Yes, Reddy, sir. Finance.
But on ICR is always taking the super. ICR taking their
Sri N.J. Nambodri, sir, General Manager, Reserve Bank of India. And Ms. Sukhwinder Kaur, Madam, General Manager, State Bank of India. To sign off today's program, I request my colleague Sri Ajay Naik to propose a vote of thanks.